Urine testing for hormones is done with liquid urine. And what people do is they have to collect all of their urine over a 24-hour period. So you carry this big jug around with you, and you've got to pee in this jug over the 24-hour period. So in looking at this technology, I thought to myself, well, we can test hormones in dried blood, and people test hormones in urine, so why can't we test hormones in dried urine also? So we put that to the test, and we started looking at the difference between hormones in wet urine and also hormones that were dried on exactly the same filter card that we use for blood spot. And what we found is that we could see the same levels of hormones in the dried urine as we could see in the wet urine sample. There's the spot test, and then there's the loading test. Now, we wrote a paper because basically we don't believe in the loading test is an accurate test, simply because what we found is that when you give somebody 50 milligrams of iodine and you look over a 24-hour period, nobody releases all 50 milligrams into urine. It takes a longer period of time. You eventually release that, but that much of a load of iodine in the body results in a much slower release of iodine. So it takes about 2 to 3 days before you release all the iodine. But what the people that run the loading test say is if you don't release 90%, then you're considered iodine deficient. Well, the problem with that is that everybody fails that test. So everyone is iodine deficient, but we know that that's not true. Not everyone is iodine deficient, because even people that take beyond the FDA recommendations for iodine supplementation fail that test, and they're not iodine deficient. I think the benefits of testing for iodine or for some of the other things such as selenium, arsenic, mercury, bromine, is you're getting a good idea about, are you getting enough iodine? Because you really should have enough iodine and selenium for optimal health. And if you're not getting enough, then the nice thing about that is if you see you don't have enough iodine or selenium in your urine, you can supplement. It's easy. It's real simple to supplement. You can either use iodized salt, or you can eat more seafood. There are a lot of different sources of iodine in the foods that people eat, or supplements that you can take to increase your levels of these things.